Hi, my name is Latif, and this is a video review of the Sony Pxw Fs5 camera. Now, I don't see myself doing camera reviews very often, but I recently got the Sony Fs5, and I wanted to do a review on the camera. So there were three things that were important to me when choosing a camera. The first thing was, can it do 4K? For myself, I like to have a camera that can do 4K, because sometimes clients will ask for 4K. Also, I wanted a camera that could do slow motion. And this camera can shoot up to 240 frames per second in full HD and up to 960 frames with a lower resolution. The camera also has ND filters built in, and that's really nice. I remember back when I was shooting with my D3100, I would have to take out my ND filters and screw them onto the front of the lens. It wasn't great, especially if you needed to get a shot quickly and you didn't want to miss something. Getting the ND filter onto the lens was kind of a hassle. And with the Fs5, it's literally a flick of the filter wheel. The Fs100, the Fs700, the F3, the Red Epic, the Red Scarlet, the Red Dragon. This has been the smallest camera and the easiest to literally throw in your bag and take out and shoot. I was able to take it to the airport, to the beach, to the night market. Also with this camera review, I'm not here to be a manual and tell you all the technical details of the camera. Just the things that I think are important and that you might care about. And I may miss a couple things. I may get a couple things wrong. But at the end of the day, who cares? It's a camera review. I guess you care because you might be buying a camera based on my review. But of course you would do research, not just look at my camera review and buy a camera. So now the camera records internally onto SD cards. I recommend getting the SDXC cards. Otherwise you can only record AVC HD. If you want to record the XAVC-L codec onto your cards, you need to get a SDXC card, which can record at least 100 megabytes per second. You're probably used to the regular XAVC codec, and the Fs7 has the XAVC-I codec, but the Fs5 has the XAVC-L codec. I said XAVC a lot. I saw a couple issues early on, but they kind of took care of themselves. There would be some flickering in the footage, and to test it, I transcoded into DNx HD and then brought it back into the system to see if it would flicker still, and it was gone. So if you transcode your footage into a different codec for editing purposes, then you'll eliminate that issue. A big selling point for the camera, the 4K. The 4K records internally in 8-bit, unfortunately, not 10-bit like the HD. 4K is definitely not for everyone. A lot of clients want 4K, and personally I could see myself using 4K a lot, doing talking head interviews like I am now. It's not really an interview, I guess, but you could punch in to get a closer shot from a wide, and in films as well. Being able to crop and change your shot without losing a lot of detail is great in 4K. It's nice to have 4K. I guess the only thing is the 8-bit thing, but after NAB, Sony released or announced the version 2.0 firmware for the Fs5, which is a really, really big deal. It fixed a couple, well, not fixed, it changed a couple things in the camera. There's a paid upgrade from Sony that allows you to send RAW out from the camera to an external recorder. RAW from the Fs5 in 4K, and also with the upgrade 2K now, is a really, really nice thing. And admittedly, when I first got the camera, and I'm sure this is going to be the same for a lot of people, I was shooting in slow motion endlessly. That's all I did. I almost forgot that you could shoot in regular modes with the camera. And then I told myself that people would want to see the 4K. So I took the camera out and strictly shot in 4K. I peppered in a little bit of slow motion, but generally you should be able to tell the difference between the 4K and the slow-mo. Now with this review, I wanted to give examples of everything the camera could do. So I recorded in 4K, I recorded in slow-mo, in XAVC, and also in AVC HD. And to show you an example of the AVC HD, I took a football out and threw it around with my friend. Now, who is this camera for? If you're a documentary shooter, I could see this being a really great tool. It's very small, easy to carry. It's got XLR inputs for your mics. Short films, indie films. This could be a nice B camera. So far, I haven't had any issues with the camera, and it handles pretty well. The LCD monitor on the camera is kind of small. Easily you can replace that with an external monitor. So with the Fs5, I'm shooting in S-Log3. It's giving me the flattest look and allows me to grade in post. And shooting in darker situations, I didn't shoot in S-Log3. I would drop the blacks a little just to make sure I didn't get too much noise. And it's a little tough shooting in S-Log3 because it's so flat. It's hard to tell what's in focus sometimes. So the Cine Gamma Assist mode can help with that, which I'm using right now because it's tough to tell if I'm in focus sometimes. I was able to take it out with me into Vancouver with a couple friends with no issues. Now, if you're familiar with the world of camera reviews, then you obviously know who Philip Bloom is. Unfortunately, I didn't see a Fs5 review, so I wanted to put my 2 cents in and talk about the camera. And also, if you haven't checked out Philip Bloom, then definitely check out his camera reviews, because they are really, really in-depth and really nice. And as you can tell, I'm stealing his format. Please don't kill me, Philip Bloom. And this is not a big camera. To show you scale, this is my shoe next to the Fs5. And this is some measuring tape next to the Fs5, so it's a pretty small camera. If you take all the accessories off, it's literally the size of a Cards Against Humanity. It's literally the size of the box you get when you order Cards Against Humanity. It's about the same size as that, the Fs5. That should probably tell you how big it is. So if you're still not sure, you should order Cards Against Humanity, and then you can look at that and get an idea of how big the Fs5 is. And I guess you could play the game too, which is kind of fun. At the moment, I'm in a fairly dim room. I've got an ice light to my right, IKEA spotlight here, tungsten house lamp over there, and some LED color lights right above my head. And in the background there's a lamp lighting that room. Its low light ability is fine. Out here we have Callie on her bike, there's no lights except coming from her headlights and the lights from the buildings in the warehouse facility. So I also wanted to see how the camera handled natural light, specifically sunset, for example, all the colors and the highlights of the sky. So I took it to Iona Beach in Richmond and got some nice footage. Now, of course, I'm shooting this review on the Fs5 as well, so all this footage is Fs5 footage. I guess the only footage that's not Fs5 footage in this review is if I jump to some D3100 footage from my Nikon DSLR. I think if you see the Fs5 in this review, then I'm shooting it on the D3100. If you don't see the Fs5 in this review, I'm probably shooting it on the Fs5. Hopefully I'm not shooting a camera review with the wrong camera and then reviewing the camera. That would be bad. There's a lot of people out there that say this and that about cameras. You know, it's people who live and die by the red cameras. There are people who only shoot on Canons, and there are people out there who will never touch Sony cameras. Like, at the end of the day, they're all tools, and I'm not gonna pick a tool because of its make or its brand and let that define how I make my art. I'm really just picking the right tool for what I need to do, and out of all the cameras, this is the one I chose, and so far it's been doing really great. If you're not picky, you don't really care about the accessories that come straight off the bat, and you just like to get into it and shoot, then the Fs5 is great. I don't have any extra accessories other than my lens adapter on the camera. So if you're super picky when it comes to cameras and you like to have the absolute best equipment for you to shoot with, then I guess no camera is going to be good for you because you're going to want accessories for all of them. But if you don't really care and you just want to shoot and you want a nice camera, the Fs5 is a great camera. So if you haven't checked out my other stuff, check out my Vimeo. There's a link in the description, and I have a lot of content on Instagram as well. My handle is Latif_8 at Latif_8. This review took a long time to make, about 6 weeks of work, shooting, editing, composing the music as well. So there was a lot of work put into this, and I really hope you guys enjoy this. But as well, you know, subscribe and share it if you think it was good. If you hate it, then you're a horrible person, because you are. Yeah, okay. That's about it.